Hello, and we should now be live. So, thank you for everyone for joining us. This is the sixth episode of Skill Check. I am joined tonight by just two more people, unfortunately. One of our players from last week could not make it, which is fine. But we are joined by my usual Tyler. So, Tyler, go ahead and tell
The
us a little bit about
huge.
yourself. The usual.
I'm the
The
huge.
huge. Go ahead and
Uh,
tell us about yourself and your character, yada, yada, yada.
yep. Yada yada. Uh, Real name's Tyler. Been playing D&D for 20 plus years. My character tonight is the same as last week. His name is Quoth. He is a birdman of extraordinary magical ability. Um, and he's very happy to have people working with him. Unfortunately, it's just the little muscly man tonight, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. And also joining us from last week, we have the character name Kronk Steelhand. Kronk, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your character.
My name's Levi. I'm 33. I'm learning D&D 5th edition as we go. It's very interesting. It's very cool. Haven't really played it before except this week and last week, so hope y'all learn more tonight.
Alrighty, and so last we left our heroes, you had journeyed to the town of Parnast, and you were there to give aid and succor to the best of your ability, and the innkeeper, Ragnar Redtooth, sent you out on to hunt wild game in a forest that's a bit further away because hunting has been bad in the area. So you were
Did
able
we
to
kill some pigs?
You did kill some pigs. You killed some pigs, but that was after you found a bunch of fey creatures in the forest who warned you off for killing their game. You traveled to a bog, fought some gnolls, and
Yep.
caught a bunch of game, had a good party. Then the gnolls attacked your party. Party as in town. So this week, you are once again still in the town of Parnast, and you have been staying as guests at the inn. Ragnar has been financing your stay within the inn. He let you stay there for free. So the next morning, after the wonderful feast, you guys obviously get a nice long rest, and you heal up to the best of your abilities, and you are good for another adventuring day.
Yay, adventure!
This will be fun.
Yep, and so coming down into the inn, you come down into the common area, and Ragnar waves you over at the bar, tries to get your attention.
Oh, hello there.
Ragnar says, "Morning. You sleep well?
Yes, quite good.
Excellent. I have a bit of a situation I must talk with you and yours about. Whenever you get the time."
Oh, there's no time like the present.
That's good. Well, we've run into a little bit of information here recently, and we're going to need someone to kind of scope it out. I assume you and yours would be more than willing to take on another little job for us.
Oh,
Kronk,
but we're going
Kronk
to need more information than that.
What do you say, Krunk?
will Kronk get the smash?
I'm sure there'll be plenty for you to smash. I've gotten word that a group of hobgoblins sent out by Bad Fool are heading to a swamp and a marsh, the Marsh of Chilimmer specifically. They're looking for something. We're not entirely sure, but we have information they might be looking for like a sunken wizard's tower or something that Bad Fool is wanting for the lost magics. So we're looking to prevent that if possible.
A sunken tower? Oh my. That sounds like a ripe adventure.
I don't know if I can swim that well.
Oh, don't worry. Plus, Wizard's Tower. Might be all kinds of useful things in there.
Says, yeah, you never know with those crazy wizards what they got going on. They've always got some sort of weird arcane demon monster stuff.
Ah, you birds and your shiny trinkets.
Quite so. Uh, shall we be off then? Sounds like a fine adventure for today.
Ragnar says, "Yeah, you may want to get yourselves ready and do any supplying you need. It's a bit of a trek out to the swamp, but I don't think you'll have too much trouble getting there. Once you get there, it's probably going to be a bit dangerous, but I assume you can take care of yourselves."
Oh, quite so.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to pay a visit to that alchemist if his shop is still open, or the alchemist's husband.
You go there, and he does have a sign up saying that he's closed, but you can tell it's like, he lives there as well. So you can tell that he's home. You can see him kind
I
of
knock
moving
on the
around
door.
through the windows. You knock on the windows, and he comes and answers the door, and he's like, "Oh, hello. Can I help you?" He says, "Hey,
Yes.
you're the delightful Birdman who bought all of my wares."
Oh, you remember? Oh,
It's,
that is delightful.
it's a little
Um,
little hard to forget.
uh, it seems to me that our deal previously wasn't as on the up and up as I would have liked. Uh, I think I owe you a bit more gold.
He says, "Oh, well, I don't know about that. I gave you what I had. I didn't know what it was, so."
Um, as much as I did know what it was, it has been brought to my attention that perhaps I wasn't as fair as I needed to be. So here's another 50 gold. I think that makes us a bit more fair.
Okay. You hand over a small pouch of gold, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. I definitely wasn't expecting this." He kind of
And
rifles through it.
and as he's looking through it, you wouldn't happen to have any other potions lying about? Something that you may have missed before? Um, something maybe a bit rarer?
He says, "Oh, well, I think I sold you everything. Let me go look in the back. I'll see if I have anything." And he kind of shuffles off towards the back.
How many healing potions do we have?
We gave up one. I believe we had like 4.
Yeah, I know I remember drinking one last game, so I'll just try.
Oh, you drank one too? Because we definitely gave one to the for the deer.
Yeah, I think there was 2 that were drank overall, because one was fed to the deer, and then one was fed to someone who was down, I think.
It was me. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember drinking one.
So, and I think you're right. It was 4 you had initially.
Okay. I just want to make sure we keep track.
Yep. And I gave you the I believe it was like the drinking ones, the ones that make you his
Up in
get
the
up
morning.
juice or whatever the hell he called it.
Yeah.
The caffeine drink, which I did drink, by the way.
Yep. And ever since I got the perfumes, I've definitely been wearing them.
And after a few minutes, he does end up shuffling back. He says, "Well, I found this in the back." He sets it on the counter. He says, "I don't know what this one is either." And he sets down a little red vial. It has a red potion in it. It doesn't look like a healing potion. It's kind of got red with flecks of orange and yellow. And it almost looks like there's smoke floating in it.
Interesting. Can I roll to see if I recognize it?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
That'll do.
Will do. You recognize it as a potion of fire breath.
Excellent. I'm gonna and how I and this seems to be a potion of fire breath. How much would you sell it for?
He says, "Potion of fire breath." So it's like brandy or something?
No, 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 no. Not fire, water. No, fire, breath. Once you've imbibed the potion, well, fire comes back out.
Says, yeah, that sounds like brandy.
uh,
He says, but I don't know. I can let it go for 10 gold.
okay, that's fair. I'll hand him the 10 gold.
Okay.
Um, what other shops are in the town?
There is a general goods store. There's the Golden Tankard, which you had been to, and there was the Alchemist shop, and that's pretty much all of the stores. It's not a very big town.
So
Right.
they don't have a smithy or anything.
No.
In general, though, in fifth edition, in general, it's not like it is in a video game where you go to the item shop and they've got a list of swords and look through for an upgrade. Magical weapons are relatively rare, and so if we don't find one adventuring, we're probably not going to find one in some little podunk town.
I was thinking more to like sharpen the axe or something.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Um, yeah. Okay. So since there's not really much else around, let's go. Let's go hunting some gobos.
Okay. You begin striking out, and you head towards. You
Oh,
start. Yeah.
Before we leave, I almost forgot. What about Wallace? Since he's shown himself to be such a brave young lad.
A strapping young lad. What?
Mm.
Like
Yep.
What about him? Like.
Maybe he wants to go with us. Maybe he wants to learn the adventuring trade.
You hunt down old Wallace. And are you?
Old?
Yeah, old 12-year-old Wallace. And if you'll remember, he's the son of the Wainwright. So are you just gonna try to approach just
Wasn't it
Wallace?
Cartwright?
Or Cartwright? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, we immediately go to his dad first. We're not gonna put thoughts in the kid's head before. But no, I'll look for his father.
okay. Yeah, you're able to find his father, no problem. And you walk in and approach him, and he says, "It's you. What can I do for you?"
It seems to me that we are a tad light on the company, if you know what I mean. And I was thinking that you, your son had such a good, strong bow arm. I thought maybe that he could come and help us on another bit of a journey. There seems to be some rough folk about, and wouldn't mind his bow accompanying us. Of course, we wouldn't dare ask him directly without your permission.
He scowls at you and he says, "You're not roping my kid into your damnable adventures."
Well, then, would you like to go?
He just scoffs at that. He says, "If you're looking so much for a friend, why don't you suggest your buddy Ragnar goes?"
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, I say, okay then. If you no longer care about the well-being of your fine little town, I shall find someone who does. And then I just immediately walk off.
Okay. He does not seem to be a friend of yours.
Yeah. But I go to Ragnar.
Okay.
My dear fellow, would it be possible to find someone around here who might be of worthy stock to take with us on this today's adventure?
You ask him that, and he, So there's not too many people in town who are good for a bit of a scrap, if you know what I mean.
Surely there's someone more than the boy that was sent along with us before.
Oh, of course, there's much more people here than just the boy. You maybe want to try talking to a couple of the town guard. There's not too many of them. You could also maybe talk to Chandra Stoll, the priestess. She might have an idea. Um, yeah, there's not too many people who are good for a scrap. He says I could maybe go with you myself, but there I'd have no one to look after the bar.
Well, if we took a guard, there would be fewer people to look over the town.
So I suppose that's true.
If you were to come along, uh, what would be your forte, as it were?
Says, well, I can swing a mean cudgel. Says, I don't know much magic or nothing.
How about we see what the priestess says?
Says, yeah, you can do that. She might be able to help you.
Let's go to the priestess. Come along, Kronk.
Okay. Hey, Ragnar, I challenge you to a drink off later.
He says, you're on.
Okay. On to the priestess.
Okay. You approach the priestess, and she's obviously in their little, what passes for a temple. It's kind of a small building. It has a bunch of different statues in it for different gods. It's kind of a general purpose thing. But you approach her, and I assume you pay due respects and introduce yourselves.
Of course.
I give her gold for
And
donation.
she gladly accepts your donation. She says, what can I do for you, my children?
We are setting out on an adventure today, and your name came up as someone who might, if not join us, point us in the direction of someone who might do so. There might be fighting. Let's just put it.
She says, you are adventurers, no doubt. I can tell by the look of you.
Wouldn't she have known us from the party since we brought
Yes.
the?
Right. Yeah. She would.
How
But
how
you've not
fair
met
is
her
she?
personally.
Right.
is she
Sure.
like pretty or?
She's elven, so she's pretty good looking. Since she's an
She's
elf, you don't
one
really know how old she is. She could easily be 200, 300 or something, but yeah, she don't look too bad.
I'd get down on one knee, kiss her hand, start calling her my lady.
Tipping your fedora.
Yep.
She says, I could maybe spare one of my alkalites to assist you with the healing divine grace of our patron.
That would be wonderful.
Who is your patron?
She says that I am a follower of... Who is she a follower of? Come here, you. She says, I am a follower of Meliki, the priestess of, or the goddess of autumn.
Do I know anything about that or no?
Give me a religion check.
No religion. Nope, don't know nothing.
Nope, you don't know nothing. Not a damn thing. But yeah, she leaves, and after a few moments, she comes back with a young girl, and she says,
Wait. How young are we talking here?
Like
Like
19, 20-ish.
okay, good. I'm like I'm not taking no
It's
little
not like a
girl
9-year-old.
to go fight a
No,
goblin.
like it's not like a 9-year-old.
All right then.
And she introduces you and says, "This is my acolyte Chandra, and she can accompany you on your dreadful tasks."
Well, that'll do nicely. What can you do?
And she kind of meekly presents herself, kind of thing, and she says, "Well, I am skilled in healing wounds, and I can bless you and generally take care of your well-being. I am not much for a fight generally, but I can keep you up."
That'll do nicely. Um, okay, well, what a merry band we're starting here. Let's talk to the town guard. And I thank the priestess for her time and start scuttling them off, you know, kind of pushing them along, both Kronk and the new priestess.
Okay, Chandra.
I escort him, and I anyone who takes any second glance at Chandra,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like threateningly, kind of like leave us alone type thing.
Okay. And you said you're going to go look for one of the town guard.
Yeah,
Okay. You can
maybe someone.
find.
Go ahead.
I was going to say you can find one easy enough. There's not many, but you can find a handful kind of patrolling around.
Okay, I go up to one and so, my dear sir, um, is there a guard captain that I can speak with?
He says, "You can talk with the sheriff. He's not really a captain per se."
But he is your leader.
Yeah.
Okay. And which direction would he be in?
He says, "Well, if you go down the main road there, and turn left, you'll come to this big building. When you get to that building, you wanna turn around right behind you and head down that little alleyway there. Once you get through the alleyway, you'll come out to a sort of smaller road. And once you continue down that road to the left, you will happen upon the sheriff's place."
Okay.
That was pretty descriptive. Gotcha.
So I start doing that. I walk down the main road. I go to the big building. I face the big building. Then I turn around and I find the alley and I go down the alley. And then whatever else he said.
Okay, you walk down the
You really
road.
wander, I'm lost.
You follow what he said, and you arrive into sort of a small area. It's kind of a group of houses. Nothing is really labeled. Like, you suspect he gave you directions to the sheriff's house.
Yeah.
But just based on what he said, you think he probably doesn't have like, there's no sheriff's building. Like,
Sure,
no,
sure.
yeah. So
right.
one of the houses there is probably right.
I send Kronk to one, and I ask Chandra if she knows where the local sheriff is. Which house is his?
Yeah, she points out one of the houses.
Okay. I go up and knock. As
Okay.
much as a birdman can knock on a door with his feathers.
Okay. You knock.
Do the woodpecker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a woodpecker on the door. That'd be annoying. But you knock, and eventually a well-built, kind of aged man opens the door, and he says, "Can I help you?"
My dear fellow, I hear that you are the sheriff of this fine town.
He says, "That's me, yes."
Hi. My little merry band and I are setting out for an adventure today. And I was wondering if we could hire one of your local guardsmen to accompany us. Someone with a strong bow arm, perhaps?
Says, well, we don't got too many guards, but I could maybe give you old Emil. He's pretty good. He should be able to hit someone with a crossbow, so I think he
That'll
can do you some
nicely.
good.
And where would I find this Emil?
Says, well, he's currently out on patrol, so if you go back down this road and go back down an alleyway, you'll come in front of a big building. If you turn right and head back up the main road, he should be patrolling around that area.
Quite. I just turn around and walk off. I go back to the dude that we were talking to before.
He picked up on that?
Yeah, a little bit. And
Yep, you kind of find
I
him
was
standing
really
around there,
hoping it
like
wasn't
picking
going to be
his
this
teeth.
yokel. My dear sir, you have come highly recommended, and your boss man, as it were, I believe he said that you would be accompanying us today. Do you have a crossbow?
He looks up at you and he says, Says, oh, Jacob was talking about me, huh? He's recognized that I am quite the guard. He stops, like, picking his teeth.
Yes, quite the guard.
He says, yeah, I can help you with whatever you're doing, little Missy Bird guy.
Oh, this is going to be delightful.
Says, yeah, I'll accompany you. Well, I'll make sure you stay safe, you and yours, and
And our, yep.
little dwarf buddy and Chandra there. I wouldn't like to see her get hurt.
If he starts talking about some French fried taters, we're done.
I like me some French fried potatoes.
All right.
Humans and their weird people.
Yeah. I look at you and I'm like, aren't they just? Okay.
I guess we go fight goblins now.
Yeah, let's go. My dear Emil, how are you at tracking?
Says, I've never been too much of a hunter and a tracker. I mostly focus on bludgeoning people over the head.
Well, at least you know what you do well.
Says, I'm a simple man.
Yes, that is a word that would describe you. Okay. So, I guess we head out to the best that we can with Ragnar's directions.
Okay. Was there no other preparations, I assume?
Nope. Not unless Kronk there has any ideas.
Not at the moment. I want to smash stuff.
Okay.
All right then.
You set out, and you set out for the swamp. It's quite a ways away. You got to travel for most of the day. The whole way, Emil's just kind of regaling you with exciting tales about what happens at the town there, guarding the town, all the strange wonders he's seen, which don't amount to much to you guys.
Yeah.
Pretty slow.
I'm
Tell him
not
about the
paying any
dwarven.
attention to him at all. I don't give a care about his. He bores me, and that is the greatest travesty that someone can do.
Yeah, and as you're walking down, he's like, now you see this main road here. There was one time that a lord from Waterdeep was heading up here, and I had to help him out of a mud puddle. He just goes on talking about it, how he was like
I'm not
the
even going to
savior.
acknowledge that he's talking.
Yeah, he just keeps yammering on the whole way.
I keep giving Chandra the rolling eyes, just like, oh my god.
Yeah, she seems kind of a meek girl, like, as
Like a little priestess
yes,
acolyte.
yes, as you would expect from someone who is of the cloth.
I try to show up a meal and tell them about my dwarven ancestry and the dwarven halls and try to explain them and see how explain how beautiful and amazing they are.
I am making it very known how put out both of you are making me right now.
Okay, you travel about half the day. Um,
By the way, this whole time I've got an umbrella out in one hand and my foldable chair in the other.
okay, and you eventually make your way into the swamp. And after kind of making your way in a little bit, um, a water filled channel splits around a small muddy island strewn with corpses. Half a dozen dead hobgoblins lay with their weapons drawn, most sprawled halfway in the fetid water of the marsh.
I look around for goblin tracks.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
I'll do the same.
So, Quaff, kind of looking around, you see that this was obviously a band of hobgoblins, but as far as you can tell, they came here on their own, and you don't see the prints of anything that of whatever killed them.
Well, that's good. You have a napkin. Okay. So let's go ahead and search the bodies. See if there's anything on the wounds or anything like that that could tell what's going on.
Okay.
Do they look particularly fey?
The goblins, no.
No, not the goblins, but like the wounds. Like,
The attacks.
is there any trace of fey?
Go ahead and give me a perception check to kind of check them out.
Here we go.
So Kronk, looking at the bodies, you notice they've mostly been bludgeoned to death. And noticing it, you think that whatever attacked them came up out of the water, bludgeoned them to death, and then left.
Okay.
And while you're patting around on them, Quaff, you also find one of them is wearing a bronze armband that looks like it's particularly nice. One of them wears a ring, and another one is carrying a cloth map.
I go for the map.
Okay.
And open it up.
About this time, everyone give me initiative rolls.
Of course. It's about that time.
So as you are poking around on the bodies, suddenly a large section of the water kind of moves up out of the water and begins moving towards you.
Okay. Neat.
And
The hobgoblin corpses are healthy.
I mean, in a manner of speaking.
Great.
What's a water weird?
But
what is
first goes the water that moves over towards you, Quaff. And it reaches out tendrils of water at you. And it hits. Wait. Is your AC only 11? Quaff?
Yes. I believe so.
Are you not wearing
Not
your
wearing any
mage
armor.
armor? Mage armor?
No,
Okay.
I did not start off with mage armor on.
Okay. It comes up and it strikes you with its tendrils, and it wraps them around you and begins squeezing. You are now grappled and restrained. And first goes your buddy Emil. And he goes, kind of starts unsheathing his crossbow and says, I'll take care of this. And fires off a crossbow round. Target. And he does hit. So he strikes it with his crossbow bolt right into the center of it, and it just kind of gets absorbed into the water. Doesn't look as useful as it should have been, but... Kronk, you are next.
I will try to go to the water weird. I am going to enrage, and I am going to smack this thing with all my might.
Alrighty. You hit. Okay, you smack it with your great axe. Like the crossbow bolt, it doesn't seem like it had as much of an effect as you'd hope, because you're kind of just slicing into water and it's splashing around in it. Quaff, you are next.
Okay, I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on Kronk.
You are restrained, Quaff.
Okay, he's right next to me. I can still touch him, right?
Restrain prevents you from using your actions, I believe.
Well,
Casting spells and such.
then I'm going to try. God, this isn't cool. Trying to break out of the restraint.
Yeah, you can try to break out. Go ahead and give me either athletics or acrobatics, your choice. You are still just struggling within its tendrils of water.
Okay. And drinking a potion's a bonus action, right?
Drinking a potion is an action.
Okay. Okay.
And
I
after
guess that's my turn.
goes Chandra. She moves up and she will heal you. Because she cannot do terribly much more than that. She heals you for, it did not add her modifier, so add 2 to that. For 7 hit points. So she calls down the divine energies of her goddess and lays hands upon you. And we are back to the water weird, who continues to attempt bludgeoning you. And he hits. But you are still restrained, so you have not broken
And
out.
almost dead.
It bludgeons you some more. And Emil says, well, this darn thing just won't drop. As he puts another crossbow bolt into his crossbow and fires. And he misses this time. Everyone give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yep. I'm busy being slowly drowned.
I'm not much better.
Okay.
Party wipe. We're done. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
It was a fun
Good night,
ride.
everybody. We're dead. No, actually, Chandra, or no, Emil points it out. He says, "There's something in the tree over here," and you see some sort of
Great. There's something in the water over here.
there's some sort of like fat little creature in the tree that appears to be made out of mud. It's just sitting on a branch, kind of watching,
Okay.
and that's
Uh,
doesn't seem to be doing anything. Kronk, your turn.
Well, I'm going to smack this thing again. Attack me! Kill me! And I miss.
Does he have reckless yet, or is that not part?
Yeah, he does have reckless.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to,
I forgot
you
about-
could attack with advantage, and it would provide advantage for you being attacked.
Yeah, let me do that. I forgot about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. I'm usually pretty easygoing, and we'll let people retcon some actions.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Much better.
Yep. Again, you bring your great axe down into the water, and it just kind of splashes about. It does seem like you're making a little bit of progress, but it's still not too worse for the wear. Quaff. And I just looked it up, and I am wrong, Quaff. I'm sorry. You can still cast your spells when you are restrained.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself,
Okay.
and I'm going to try and break out again.
That is enough to get you out, Quaff. You are freed.
Okay.
And Chandra will give you some more healing again.
Yay,
You look
for
like
heal
you
mod.
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 more than that because, again, it's not adding your modifier for some reason, so.
Okay.
And the creature of water will now attack you, Kronk, since you are making yourself an easier target.
And the thing in the trees is just watching, not paying any attention.
It is just
I mean, what's the
watching.
point of being friends with the dang fairy guy from the last adventure if he's not going to help?
Well, you're not even in his forest.
Uh,
You are in a different place. But the creature does get you, Kronk, and it wraps you up in its tendrils just like it did Quaff.
That's half, right?
Yeah, I just cut it down on half manually, so I have
Okay.
on you, so you're good. Emil's just over there kind of cursing and dang old monsters made of water and not knowing their place, and he fires another crossbow bolt. And he hits it, and again, it just kind of gets absorbed into it. Kronk, it is your turn.
I am going to try to break out. What do I need to roll?
Give me either a athletics or acrobatics check. If you make an athletics check, you make it with advantage since you are raging.
I like the idea.
Yeah, that is definitely enough to get you out.
Okay, can I still attack?
It would take your action to try to break out.
Okay. I don't have any bonus actions, so okay.
Yep. Quaff, what would you like to do?
This time I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on Kronk.
Kronk,
And I
your
got
weapon
out,
is
didn't I?
now magical. Yeah, you got out.
And I'm going to fly straight up and about 5 feet in the air and land.
So you're going to provoke?
God dang it. No. Don't have enough hit points to provoke. Make it grab me again. are you doing?
Accident moved you.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to cast Catapult. And attempt to hit this thing. Apparently, I attacked myself.
Nice. Well, you hit it, or it failed its save, so go for it.
And piddly damage.
Yep, you launch a magical rock into it.
God dang, this is the worst rolling. This character rolls terrible. Every other character was doing really well. This one is just terrible.
1, 1, 2, 1.
Chandra, seeing that you're still okay-ish, Quaff, she kind of steps forward, pulls out a little club, and starts to beat at it. But she misses. And the water goes after you again, Kronk.
I make a comment about how weird this water is.
It is pretty weird, but it misses you, Kronk. Emil loads up his crossbow again. He says, well, this dang old sucker just won't die. And he comes a little closer. And he misses as well. Kronk, what would you like to do?
Let me do another furious assault on him.
You have hit. You have almost crit, but not quite.
Oh.
Yep, so you bring your great axe down onto it, and this time with the magic bestowed upon you by Quaff, your great axe seems to ring true and takes a good and mighty slice out of it.
It's about damn time.
What would you like
I
to do?
roar in happiness.
It is your turn, Quaff.
Yep. I'm going to cast Catapult again.
Burning through all your spells.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, man.
It does not jump out of the way of your tiny rock.
There we go.
There you go.
You launch a rock into it, and it splashes it apart, and it falls apart into the water.
It had 1 HP left. God. I could have punched it for more damage than...
And now the creature that was in the tree kind of comes down to the ground. It's like clapping its hand and flinging mud all over the place. And it comes down and says, that's good, you're tough. The grabby water monster ain't gonna stay dead, though. It'll reform in the marsh after a couple of days, but there's not many who could best it.
What does this creature look like?
I actually probably have a picture I can share of it. That is what it looks like.
Okay, so it's like a mud demon of some sort.
Yep, it looks like a little creature made out of mud. And Quaff, now that you get a good look at it, you do recognize it as a mud mephit. Mephits are like pseudo-elemental creatures made of some kind of almost element, but they're commonly used as familiars for wizards. And
My dear little mudman, who are you? And
he says, I'm sorry, I almost forgot my manners. He says, I'm Fetor. And he stands up and puffs out his chest and gives a little awkward bow and hits his chest and kind of flings mud all over the place. He says, most of us mud folk just serve whoever's the toughest around here. Some reckon it's the grabby water monster, and some think it's Mama Minnie Knuckles. But my vote is that it's you lot. You're best of all.
Mama Minnie Knuckles?
He says, He says, she's a leader of some half-ogres. She calls them her boys. They live in the swamp, and they think they're the strongest here, but I don't think that's true. They fight with that grabby water you just killed.
And do they fight often?
He says it's off and on. They fight, they run, they get in trouble with each other.
And where is it that you come from?
He says I come from the swamp.
I bet you
Really now?
do.
He kind of starts walking over and he extends his hand like to shake hands, kind of thing. So a little
I
2
give
foot
him
mud creature.
like not on your life.
And now that he's up close to you, you can smell him, and he really reeks. Like he stinks bad.
Kronk, it seems you've made a new best friend.
I give him a big hug, almost like a bear hug.
Yep, you give him a big hug, and you get splotches of mud all over you. He shakes your hand and says, "That's right down friendly of you." And then Emil walks over and he says, "I like this little guy."
I'm sure you do.
Kronk does.
And this whole time, I've got the glass top of one of the perfume bottles under my beak, just keeping the smell away as best I can. Well, seems we've made another friend for our little merry band of miscreants. And so these hobgoblins that we come across are I guess I would have to ask Fetor. Fetor, these goblin folk, do they work for the Big Mama?
He says, "Nah, these guys were outsiders of the swamp. I don't know where they was headed." He says, "I think they had a map."
Oh, that's right, they did. And I immediately go for the map again. This
Okay.
time, I move like deeply to shore before I start looking at it.
Okay.
Do these hobgoblins have anything else on them? I remember you mentioned a couple things.
Yeah, they had one of them had an arm, armband that looks like it was probably worth a bit of gold. One was wearing a ring, and then there was the cloth map, and that was about all that seemed of value. They do have clubs on them as weapons, but nothing you'd be really interested in.
Okay, I grab the armband and the ring. I bring it up to Quaff.
Okay.
What do you think about these things?
I don't know. Let's decide to take a short rest to try to inspect them.
Okay. Yep, you can bed down and take a short rest. You bandage your wounds. Emil starts talking with Fetor, and they seem to get along smashingly. They both seem like they're simple folks of their land. They have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to farming in the dirt and mud. They've got all sorts of mud stories to swap.
In the mud.
Yep.
And the dirt.
And the dirt, mud, dirty mud.
Yep. And the muddy dirt.
So the armband, it's nothing special. It's just nice, but it's worth 55 gold. And the ring is a ring of swimming.
Hey, quick question. How can I tell what my current health is? I don't see it.
If you go to the main tab, you have how many wounds where it says W and D. That's how much damage you've taken. And then there's a max.
Okay. Oh, I got you. So I'm basically at -1 right now. Okay.
Yeah, you're at 1 off of full.
All right.
So I hand the ring to Kronk, and I say, I do believe that you were worried about swimming earlier.
Dwarf don't swim well.
With this, you shall.
We sink.
Not with this.
Okay. I put it on.
Okay. You put it on, and it does not require attunement, so you don't have to attune to it or anything. But while wearing this ring, you have a swimming speed of 40 feet.
Cool.
Very cool.
So what that means is you don't have to make any checks to swim in water. You just have a swim speed, so you can move your swim speed through water. It's basically effortless for you to swim.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you are now a mer dwarf.
Oh, little higher.
Mer.
Oh, okay.
So
Somebody getting a hug?
Yeah, sorry.
So what would you like to do now after you've met your good friend Fetor? He sat on your lap.
Take a look at that map. What does that map tell me?
Sat on your lap for it. He sat on your lap there.
He is
for the
nowhere-
whole time.
Nowhere. If anything, I'm flying in a circle above everybody because of the stick.
You look over the map and kind of examine where they were going. You think you probably could get yourselves there, but Fetor does kind of come over and start looking at the map with you, and he points out and he says, he's like, "Oh, I think I know where they was headed. That's where Mama Minnie Knuckles lives."
Who's Mommy Minnie Knuckles?
It's the ogre chick.
He says, "Yeah, she was the leader of some half ogres who lived in the swamp. They think they're strong."
Not as strong as me. I scoff.
He says, "Yeah, I think you guys is stronger." Then Emil steps up and says, "Yeah, we's much stronger than them, probably."
Quite. I'd rather not entangle ourselves with some ogres. We were originally sent out here to stop the hobgoblins, right? So we're done.
Well, and
As far
find
as
out what
those-
they were looking for.
Okay. All right. All signs are pointing toward Big Mama.
Yep.
All right. Let's head that way. But I'm doing it from the air this time because I don't feel like hanging out with the ground dwellers right now.
Why
Right
not?
after water just attacked me and there's a mud man.
I tell the mud
Smelly
thing the
mud
Birdman's chicken.
Yep, smelly old mud man.
This Birdman's more like a chicken than a bird.
Okay.
Okay, you begin working your way through the swamp. Go ahead and give me, well, first, what pace do you want to travel at? Do you want to do slow, normal, fast?
I want to go slow because as I'm circling above, I'm just kind of keeping watch on what's going on. I want to make sure I see anything coming.
Okay,
And we don't want to get too close to any water, even if he says it'll come back, take days for it to come back.
Okay, so whoever's going to be navigating, go ahead and give me a survival check. You'll be at a +5 bonus because you're going slow. You also have Fetor there to help you, so he'll give you another +5.
How do I
and
get
since-
2 + 5?
If the bottom left box, you can just type in the modifier where it says 0. You'll also have advantage since you have the map.
Okay, then.
If you botch this one up, I'm gonna have to do with you. Wow.
All right, then. Oh, my
Double
God.
one.
I told you this character rolls terribly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a word.
So you get lost in the swamp, and you start not really picking your way through, so you don't make too much progress. But a powerful stench lingers as you go through the swamp that smells of water and vinegar, and it's generally pretty awful. Kronk, as you are heading forwards, since you are on the ground and Quaff is not, give me a nature check.
Nature check. This is going to be pretty. Holy
Yeah, I double one and you crit. Okay.
crap. Funny how that works, huh?
As you're
Swear to
wandering
God.
lost through the forest with Quaff's terrible directions, as you're looking at the ground, you almost you almost step into what you suddenly realize is a large pool of quicksand in front of you.
Hey, I have you know that even with my quote unquote terrible directions, I still got a 13.
And it was not enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so am I in the quicksand or am I on the edge of
no,
it?
you're on the edge of it. You notice it just before you step into it.
Okay, halt everybody. I yelled at the Birdman. Come on down for a minute.
No, I'm fine. I'll deal with whatever up here.
I can't walk through the quicksand.
Oh, and I just kind of land right behind him. I see.
I could try
You
to
can't
swim
swim
across
though.
it. I can swim. I don't know about the rest of them though.
Um, uh, Fetor. What about you? Do you know this area very well?
He kind of looks around and he says, I think I've been here a few times. Says, I think we might be able to go around it. I'm not 100% on that.
Well, then let's go around.
Says, I mean, I could just fly over it.
Couldn't we both? But
Says, yeah, I'll fly up with you. I could ride on your shoulder.
no. That will not be happening. We will be going around because of these landlocked people.
Says, okay, if we have to.
I know
As much
mud
as I
elementals
would
can
love
fly.
to see the stink on the wind, I think we'll just go ahead
The
and...
stink on the walls from your poo method friend.
I put the mud man on top of my shoulder to carry him around like a little kid.
Right. Let's go around.
Okay. You head around. It's not too hard to navigate around, but it is kind of out of the way. But you're able to do it. It's not too bad, and you're able to set yourselves back on the what you think is the right path. Go ahead and give me another survival check.
Both of us, or
Just Quaff, the one who's going to be leading.
Same deal.
Yeah, same as you had before.
All right, here we go. Double 17s for some reason.
Hey, if you were playing Yahtzee,
Yeah, with D20s.
right?
Yahtzee! Yeah.
what's the common of that?
Yeah. So this time you are much better at navigating the swamps. You've kind of
Yeah,
gotten a
I
handle.
put the map right side up this time.
Yeah. You've gotten a better handle
we're
on
in
it.
a swamp. Oh, much better.
And you're able to guide yourselves to a small island that it seems to be leading you towards. The north end of the island contains 6 large ramshackle wooden huts surrounding a massive fire pit. The huts are decorated with badly cured skins and poorly stuffed reptiles. An open wood pavilion at the east end of the camp is stained with gore. And you see what looks like one half-ogre kind of standing around in there, poking at a fire.
I take to the air again, at distance, and I try to see what I can see from the air, stealthily. Would I get advantage for being in the air? Since I'm kind of quiet up there.
No, because you'd be out in the open, so it'd actually be a little hard to not be seen, because you'd be flying right overhead.
But I'm just a giant bird, man.
Right.
Nothing to see here.
Right.
All right, then I won't do that. All right. Let's go say hello.
Okay.
Kronk, take the lead.
Okay. I happily put my axe on one shoulder with the mudman sitting on the other shoulder. I'll walk into the town.
Put my axe on my shoulder. Put the mud man over my shoulder.
Okay, so this is kind of what you got going on, and you're approaching from the north end.
Half ogre.
He is half of an ogre. The bottom half.
Is a fish.
Yep.
He's a mer ogre.
You begin approaching, and you approach out in the open, and as soon as he sees you, he readies his hefty club, or actually battle axe, I'm sorry, and snarls and looks like he's ready for a fight.
I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Do it. What do you say?
Put down your weapon or I'll smash your skull in two.
You have 3 seconds to comply.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intimidate check.
Can't get much better than that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're able to kind of cow him down, and he puts his axe to the side, and he turns and kind of starts hesitantly stomping off out of his camp. He doesn't want the others to see him taking orders from a dwarf.
Don't you come back. Okay. All right. What a weird adventure this is turning out to be. All right, we walk into camp. I do not go first. I am not in the middle of the camp. Put the dwarf and the guard up there.
I'm going to search through
I'll be in the back with the priestess.
Search through the tent, see what's in them, see if there's anything of interest.
Just walk in. Who else is here? Everybody, wake up! Get out of my camp. This is my camp now.
So, in the center of the camp, you see a large sort of crater surrounded by bushes. And on the other end, you can see there appears to be another camp to the south. There looks to be a kind of bypass that you could walk around the crater.
Okay. So basically what's gone on so far is we got sent out to find some hobgoblins, find out what they're doing. We come across corpses. We fought water for a little bit, found a mudman, decided to use the map that was on the hobgoblins to find out whatever the hell they were looking for. Went there, found a half ogre, decided to just tell them off.
Yep.
And now we're just hanging out in his camp with, I mean, we happen to find some hobgoblins. We're totally entitled to whatever they were looking for because we found them first. Give it to us, because that's why.
I can't breathe, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Just Kronk, master negotiator. All right, whatever. And I'm sitting here, can't even read a map right. And I'm supposed to be the mentor of this group.
Hey, you're a wizard. You never said you were a survivalist.
I'm apparently a bird-brained wizard. Not to put too fine a point on it.
Well, you are a bird after all. What do you
Apparently. I'm going to go look for some seeds. You want to take care of this? I'm going to go peck around a little bit.
Scratch at the ground.
Yeah. Maybe pick up a rock and throw it, because that's the only spell that I seem to be able to cast. All right.
Throw rock.
Right.
You are very good at the throw rock spell.
That's what I do. I got the catapult spell. Let me just choose an object weighing 1 to 5 pounds within range. Yep. The object flies in a straight line in the direction you choose before falling to the ground. I throw rocks.
Yep. So far, Kronk, every time your mentor here has shown you his spell casting prowess, he's just picked up a rock and hucked it.
I'm like, I'm gonna make your weapon glowy, and then I'm gonna throw a rock. That is what I've done so far in this today. All right. Okay.
Hey, at least you killed the dude with 1 HP with like 20
I
damage.
gave your weapon pizzazz. That is what I did, and threw a rock. All right. Let's do what Kronk says. Let's start investigating the tents because that seems to be working out for us.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Of
Checking out the
course.
tents.
Of course.
Here comes the dwarf crit. And my not even above 10.
Nice.
Show us how it's done, Kronk.
You start.
I
poking
go,
around.
it's a tent.
Yeah.
He goes, if you open the flap, you can look inside.
Yep. Kronk's showing you how tents work. You start poking around in the tents, Kronk. In one of them, you do find a large moonstone that you would estimate is worth 50 gold pieces.
I'm the bird. I'm supposed to find the stuff. Like, I look at it. Yep, that's a tent. Jesus. All right, next tent. Can I roll investigation again?
Sure.
Yeah. We're above 10, everybody.
You find some stinky old pelts. They smell like they haven't been washed in forever.
I hand them to the guard. He finds a gemstone. I find dirty laundry.
Yes. You think, after you picked it up and looked at it, you think it might have actually been a loincloth?
And I touched it.
This you did.
And
You're like, what's this? Oh no.
this is an island, right? I immediately walk over to the water and I start
In the swamp water.
washing my hands. No, I hand it to the guard. I realize what it is, and I just start rubbing his back with my hands. Just to...
All right, you said there's a crater in the middle.
Yeah, so there's a crater. It looks like there's a bunch of boards essentially forming a kind of crappy makeshift bridge down it. There's also a bypass on the right side there that you could walk around it with.
Oh, we still got like 4 more tents to look in, don't we?
That's true, we do.
Let's not let go of the initiative that we already have.
All right, I check another tent.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
There you go.
You find about the same as the last tent, more smelly loincloths.
Yeah, I've given up. Not even. Just. I ask the guard to look at one too.
Emil goes over and he starts looking through one. He says, "Yep, I don't think these people have much."
What was your first clue, my good man?
He says,
Gemstone?
I got some more of these stinky clothes if you want them. I could give them to you. He comes over with a handful of stinky clothing.
And I smack him right in the face. How dare you?
He says, well, you seem to really take a shine to the firstin'.
Don't bring up the shine.
Are you having a bad day, Quaff?
Quaff is having a wonderful day.
This is
Adventuring in a
worst
swamp.
adventure ever. I threw rocks. I made a glowy sword or axe.
Fetor comes up to land on your shoulder. He says,
touched
but you
ogre
met
underwear.
me.
And then the poo monster.
He lands on your shoulder. He says, you met
He does
me. We're
not
good
get
friends.
near my shoulder. It does not get on my shoulder.
He tries to land on your shoulder, falls at your feet. A bunch of nasty smelling mud splats all over.
Yeah.
Just want the friend, Quaff.
Just don't bother the dwarf. Just
You may have found your perfect familiar, Quaff.
3 Tor. Come with me.
Vitor, the smelly
I'll be
mud
your friend.
elemental. He lands on Kronk's shoulder.
Never again.
I'm going to try to just sneak over here and look over the, I guess, over by the hole in the ground, see if I see anything over there.
You can't really see down into it because it's kind of a sharp decline, but you can kind of see over it. There's a lot of foliage to either side. It's pretty wide. You're not entirely sure what would have caused it to break like it did. It almost looks like the stone that you can see at the top was almost like worked stone, like it used to be part of a building or something.
Okay. I'm going to walk over here if I can and take a look around the corner.
Okay. Yeah, you can look around the corner and you can see it leads down to the southern camp. It looks like. It just looks like kind of a bypass, so you don't have to walk through the canyon.
Okay.
There.
I'll relay what I found to Quaff and ask him what he wants to do.
I'm just so befuddled right now with the day's events. I guess we'll go around.
Quaff, give me a perception check.
Here comes the one again.
Hey!
As Kronk is yelling back to you what he found from the
He's yelling, is he?
from the bushes next to him. You see a giant snake descending above his head.
Kronk. Snick. Kronk, snake. Above you, Snick.
Go ahead and roll me
I
some
see?
initiatives.
Can I intimidate the snake too?
You cannot intimidate the snake.
I can't be bothered with this right now.
And looks like the snake goes first. So the snake, Kronk, drops down to you, and it bites at you. It lunges.
I try to dodge.
It hits you. So it bites kind of deep. You feel poison surge into your veins, but you're able to shake it off, being of a hardy dwarven constitution. And next goes Emil. He says, "That's a darn big snake you got there, Kronk."
You don't say, Emil.
He takes aim with his crossbow. Says, "I better take care of this for you." But he misses. Quaff, what would you like to do?
Go back to town. In this farce. Okay. I guess I'll throw a rock.
Please don't hit me.
It succeeds its saving throw, so it does not take damage, as your rock flings off into the distance.
And I respond with, "You would!"
And Kronk, what would you like to do?
I'm going to smash it with my axe like I normally do.
That sounds like a reasonable Kronk action.
I'm not raging yet.
How long has it been since the last fight?
A few hours.
Okay.
Is that a hit or?
Oh, 14.
I forgot to target
Yes,
him.
14 hits. Kronk, you behead it. You lop off its head.
Stupid snake.
Yep. Try to bite at
Welcome
you.
to the dwarf show, everybody.
And after a moment, after all of that action goes down and Kronk beheads the snake, from the crater, you hear something making its way up the makeshift planks. And eventually, after another moment or two, a disgusting-looking woman steps up, and she has a mud mephit with her. She looks over you and says, "What are you doing in my swamp?"
We've come to fight your mud method with our mud method. I challenge you to a method fight.
And that's what she looks like. Not very
Hmm.
attractive. She
Yep.
says, "You should get out of my swamp. You shouldn't be here. This is my place." And
But
then
don't you want to see who has the superior mud method?
she starts yelling, "Where are my boys? What'd you do with my boys?"
They ran away scared.
You mean boy? Yeah. Get him, Vitor?
You're going to attack.
Sure. Why
Okay.
not?
Roll me initiatives.
The trend continues.
Hey, at least you beat me this time.
Great. Fantastic. I am ecstatic. We didn't check one of the tents. I'm pretty sure an ogre's going to come out.
Okay, and first goes her. She sees you ready weapons, and
My
quaff.
rock.
You rock.
My rock.
Your rock.
I ready my rock.
Yep, you ready your rock. And she looks at you and gives you a death stare. And you are frightened. Of
Of course I am. Even when you roll for me, this character rolls terribly.
And you actually. Oh wait, she actually has to try to frighten you first. So yes, she frightens you with her horrific appearance, and you are now afraid.
Yep. Sure
Yep.
am.
She says, "What are you doing in my swamp?" And you get all shaky and scared. And Emil says, guess I gotta take care of this bugger like usual." Steps up and readies his crossbow. And he hits her. And it flies true and stabs her in the shoulder for a paltry 3 damage. Chandra ducks behind a tent because she does not know what the heck that thing is. Fetor does the same. He knows what it is and he does not like what he sees.
Vitor! No! Attack, Vitor! Save me, Vitor!
Quaff, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna work myself into a rage and
Well,
walk over to this thing.
it's Quaff's turn right now.
Not
sorry.
Kronk. Wolf.
Yeah.
45 feet. Okay.
Yeah, so
What's the effects of fear?
frightened, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while you can see the source of your fear, and you can't willingly move closer to it.
Fudge sickle. Okay. I'm going to attack the mud method. Somehow. And I'm going to throw my last rock. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to... How do I cast this as a level 2 spell?
What are you trying to cast?
Wait, I don't think I get to... Yeah, it doesn't have any. Wait. Increased by 1d8 for each slot above the first. So if I...
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to cast Catapult as a level 2 spell.
Okay. So if you want to do that, you have to basically add a new damage line, like I just did for you.
Okay. Cool.
You bet. That's all you gotta do. So go for it.
Yes! Okay.
Okay, you're casting at the mud method.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes!
Nice.
Yep, you strike it into the mud method and it kind of splatters, and it looks like most of its mud just kind of gets all over everywhere, including on what you assume is Mama Mini Knuckles.
Yep.
And next is the mud method, and it just kind of shrieks and starts bolting into the air.
Ooh,
It's trying to get away.
on my turn, I would have liked to have got in the air too, but it just kind of straight up, not
Okay, that's fine.
like 10 feet.
Kronk, what would you like to do?
Can I smash now?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna try to smash the Mama Mini Knuckles.
Okay. You can certainly give it a shot.
And you know what? I'm gonna do the frenzy. So that's an advantage. Sorry, furious.
And you have crit. You walk over Kronk and you ready your axe and you just splatter her. Your axe digs deep and cuts into her and she falls to the ground.
Puny witch.
Yep, she does seem to be dead. And the mud method continues flying away. I assume you don't wish to chase down it. But it flies off. Kronk has splattered the...
Excellent.
Kronk has splattered the hag.
The dwarf show continues, everyone.
Told you I like to smash things. Gosh.
The legend of Kronk.
And the sidekick walk.
I don't even think I get that. I'm just... I'm here to go, ew, that's gross.
Well,
Right,
on the bright side, you're no longer frightened of her.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look around, because we killed Mama Mini Knuckles, because that's what we do, apparently. And
Fetor
right.
flitters over on his mud wings and he says, I told you you guys was probably stronger than Mama Mini Knuckles.
yeah, good old we are definitely stronger. That's a good lad. Way to go, Kronk. Totally in my direction.
You're welcome.
Now, let's look around. Let's go down into the pit. Because why not? Kronk, have fun in the pit.
How deep is the pit?
A wide stone foundation frames this sinkhole, giving it a roughly square shape. The edges of the foundation are badly weathered but appear to be crenellated, like the walls of a battlement, making the stone frame seem less like a foundation, more like the top of a large keep or tower. The floor of this sinkhole is ancient but well-laid flagstones covered with a thin sheen of swamp water. The northwest corner of this sinkhole contains a badly weathered statue. A large table in the southwest is covered with filthy furs, torn silks, and a poor imitation of a luxurious bed. Two wide long ramps of log and earth sink into the hole from the north and south.
Okay.
So it's the wizard's tower. Okay.
Could I jump in there, or is it too deep? I'm just curious.
You could jump in
Can
there.
I-
It's not that deep.
I'm gonna fly around the island a little bit
Okay.
just to see what I can see. See if there's anything of import. Also, I'm going to look for the other mud muffet, and once you have one, why not? Why not two? Because it can't get stinkier.
You want to bet about that?
Since we are the strongest.
When you're flying
I-
around, when you get a good look at the southern edge of the island, you do see another half ogre sitting around the campfire there. He doesn't seem to have noticed the all the goings-ons up north.
Is there anything
All right.
around this
After
table?
I see him, I come back down on our side of the island. I land right next to Kronk, and I let him know that there's somebody else that he can push around over there.
Okay. Anything around this table? I guess that's what you said it was.
Yeah. So if you dig around, you're going to dig around down there, I guess.
Yeah.
So digging around in some of the torn up clothing, you find a number of gems that were, when the clothing was good and new and actually fancy, it had sewn into it, totaling 180 gold pieces. You also find a stone pendant that has holes in each of its corners. It has a jade inlay of Stein, the stone rune. So it's a rune shape that means stone in Dwarven.
Oh, okay. So I recognize it.
Yep.
So, even when he finds clothes, he finds gems. I find underwear.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure we're just keeping track. Just making sure.
Keeping tally of who's better at finding the fine clothing.
Well, just making sure that I get my due eventually. But yeah, Kronk, go badmouth his mama or something. I asked Vitor to see if he can find the other Muffet and tell him that we would welcome him into our gaggle of whatever we are.
Oddities.
He says, well, he bolted off, so it'd probably be tough. I don't know who he was either, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not friends with him. I don't know who he was.
Okay, dokie.
I
He
show
seemed right
Quaff.
scared.
I show Quaff the runestone I found.
Yeah, okay. I look at it. What do I know about it?
Give me an Arcana check.
There we go.
You think that it is some sort of key.
Excellent. Sounds to me like we're going to go do some tower diving. Maybe. Dang, I thought I knew dwarf. Okay. So while I tell Kronk to see what he can do about shooing the half ogre from our new territory because we own this now. And I'm going to start looking for maybe an entrance at the top of this. Just looking around, maybe in the top left. See if I can find something that looks like it might be a way in.
Give me an investigation check.
Because Lord knows I'm good at those.
Question: can I like chop off Mama Knucklehead's head?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Just rip off her head.
Okay.
I see where you're going. Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, you're able to lop off her head.
And then I am going to go over here and yell at the big half ogre.
Your mama's dead! We killed her! That makes you want to run away, right? Not come over here and get revenge?
Get off my island, you filthy piece of...
So you go over. What do you yell at him?
Essentially, get off my island or you'll end up like your mama here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
If you do anything but crit, I'm going to be disappointed. No advantage for holding the head of his mama or anything?
You start displaying her head and everything, and it actually seems to whip him up into a frenzy. He seems angry. He says, "You hurt Mama!" Roll me some initiatives.
Get into a proper fight, not this snack problem or... Dang it, Kronk! Okay.
I think you go first.
Well, in what seems to be keeping with tradition of this session, the enemy goes first.
Good luck, everybody else.
And the half-ogre runs up to you, Kronk, and wielding his axe, brings it down upon your head. And he drops you, Kronk. He hits you with an egregious wound across your chest. He lets out a powerful, "Ah, Mama!" Quaff, what would you like to do?
Ow.
I'm gonna throw a rock.
In keeping with Quaff fashion, throwing rocks.
How dare you, sir? Click, clickety, click. Where's my... There we go. Success! Of course he does, because... because whatever. Well, my job here is done. My charge is dead, and I'm out of spell slots.
You have
So,
cantrips.
not that do damage.
None at all?
None at all.
Okay.
I got one thing that I can try to do, but yeah.
Chandra comes up to you, Kronk, and lays her healing touch upon you.
For 80 billion damage.
For apparently only, 4. It's not adding her. So there you go. So you are brought back to consciousness, but you are definitely hurting. And Emil, he just steps on out and says, "Yep, I think I got this one." He readies his bow, fires, and rolls a 1. So, in keeping with fashion for him. Fetor.
If it wasn't so comedic, I'd cry.
Fetor flies up, and he lets out a breath of smelly mud that washes over the ogre.
And he's like,
Apparently, the
"Yay,
ogre crits.
bath time!"
And then he lets out a and he starts flying back off. He's like, "Sorry, I tried to help." And Kronk, it is your turn.
I'm gonna whip me up into a frenzy if I have one left.
I think you have one more.
Yeah, because I used one on the water elemental. I don't think I used one on the hag.
Yeah.
So, all right. You said drinking a potion is an action, right?
Yes.
Oh, right. Excellent.
I'm going to do that then.
Okay. Drink a healing potion, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. It will heal you for 10 points of damage.
And it's the half ogre's turn, and you're dead again.
Right.
It is now the half ogre's turn. And he sees you stand back up and he says, "No, you hurt Mama, you die." And he tries to attack at you with his axe again.
Not get up, go down!
But he misses. Quaff, what would you like to do?
I am going to drink that stupid potion of fire breathing.
Okay, it's an action to drink the potion, and then it's a bonus action to breathe fire, which deals, I think, 2d6 fire damage, and you can do it 3 times total.
Sweet. I am going to stand just to the side of Kronk, but not in the... more like right there. And I'm going to breathe fire on this SOB.
Okay. I think he gets a save. Let me check really quick. Let's see.
Forgot
DC
about
13.
that potion,
See a
didn't
dex saving throw.
Okay. So he...
And it's half damage on them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oop. Well, it looks like his first one succeeded, so he will take half damage.
Okay. And I will roll my 3d6. You can't see me roll that, can you?
Nope. You have to roll it in the chat bubble thing to see it.
Why did they have over a battle axe?
If you pick up a die, Tyler, and you right-click, you can multiply it. Increase the number.
Okay.
So you can roll 3 at a time like that.
Okay, cool.
Yep, just like that. So he will take half of that. He nimbly dodges out of the way of your fire breath.
It's rounded up, though, right?
Round down.
Round up!
Round down.
Come on!
Always round down. Chandra will heal you with her last healing spell, Kronk. Or not a whole lot, but better than nothing. Because she wants to keep you up, because she wants to keep you in between her and the ogre, because she does not want to be there. And Emil goes, "Sorry, Kronk, I missed last time. I'll take care of this."
Oh, so he's sorry, Kronk. Because Kronk's in charge, right?
Yep. And
Sorry, Kronk.
Fetor goes over and hides in the brush. And Kronk, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna roar in his face. I just yelled, "Die!"
And you swing wide with your battle axe as you get up from the ground and try to swing at him. And back to him, and he will swing his axe at you once again, this time landing yet another blow. And he deals you another egregious wound. He hits you across the midsection with his battle axe, but you are not down yet. Quaff, what would you like to do?
Breathe fire on him again.
He succeeds again. He nimbly
does.
dodges out of the way of your fire breath. This not so nimble ogre, taking once
And
again
I do
4
9
more hit.
damage again.
Did you half that damage? I couldn't tell.
Yep.
And
Takes another 4.
that's only your bonus action there, Quaff, if you want to do something else.
I'm gonna claw him. I'm gonna walk up right to him. I'm gonna use my bird-like talons to scratch his stupid little face.
Scratch his eyes out. Like the true dandy you are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Steve, was that damage half on me or full?
Oh, I did not half that. You're right. So go ahead and heal yourself for, I guess, 7. There.
Heal
I got
who?
it. Huh? Oh, I forgot to half damage on Kronk. Because he's ready.
Oh, cool. Well, I hit him.
Yes, you did. Roll me some damage.
1 damage.
You begin clawing at him with your.
I'm clawing at his face.
talons.
Oh, you beastly man, beastly!
And he's just kind of shaking it off, fighting you off like you're some kind of bird man in his face.
Like I'm some kind of bird man at his face.
Yep. It's exactly what you're like. And after Quaff goes Chandra. She does not have any healing left, so she will try to hit him with a cantrip. And he will succeed, so he takes no damage. He leaps out of the way of her sacred flame she calls down from the heavens. And Emil, he kind of sucks at his teeth and he says, "Nah, third
We're
time's
having
a
a team
charm."
meeting after this.
Says, "There we go, that'll do it." He hits him for 2 points of damage. He says, "There you go, that's making progress." Kronk, what would you like to do?
I'm going to do a furious assault on him,
Okay.
or whatever that's called.
I think you're referring to reckless attack.
Yes, reckless.
Go for it. You hit. Yep, you bring your axe into his gut and you slice him open. And he falls to the ground. He says, "Mama, I tried."
Oh
As he
my
keels
god.
over.
I said die.
Welcome to the Kronk Show. All right, Kronk. What do you want to do next?
Let's look in the other tents.
Oh, why don't we? Let's go. That's a great idea, Kronk.
So you're going to look where?
In the tents on the south side.
Well, I don't move a muscle. He doesn't understand sarcasm.
Okay.
He can go off and check the tent.
Kronk, you start looking through the tents. In one of them, specifically the one to the south here, you find the remains of a dead dwarf who died by having his arms pulled out of their sockets.
Daddy, no!
In his beard, you find several golden beard clips worth a total of 115 gold.
I'm just going to get rich off this adventure.
The Kronk Show, everybody.
Do I recognize this dwarf?
Kronk up and...
You do not. Doesn't look like anyone you've ever met.
Because all dwarfs know each other, right?
Right. I mean, that's how that works, right?
You never know.
But yeah, you don't recognize him, but he has some fancy beard clips you could take. He's obviously not using them. I think they'd look better in your beard anyway.
Yeah, I'll do that and put them in my beard.
Okay. You fill out your beard with some fancy new beard clips, so he comes out dressed down in some bling.
I catch as he walks back out, and I'm like, great, now he's grooming himself on the battlefield.
And Fetor...
Please, Kronk, please, hurry up. And I go back to looking.
Fetor flies out, and he flies around Kronk. He says, "Yeah, that's my boy Kronk. He's got to look good. That's my man." Patting him on the back.
I pat him on his head.
Can
I
I?
like you.
While this is all going on, I'm gonna walk back down the ramp and start trying to find any kind of like entrance to this uh, tower from up
Okay.
above.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. You do find in the statue in the north westish there, there is kind of a slot it fits in, but it appears to be one of two.
Okay. All right. I yell at the Kronk. Kronk, my dear boy, there seems to be another rune out there. Would you see if you can find it?
Okay, I start searching.
I look around the this area to see if it's like in some debris or anything near it, like maybe it was dropped near the keyhole.
Okay. I guess give me another investigation check.
Because I'm
both
great
of
at
us.
those. Hey!
You start poking around and you don't find anything. Wherever it was, it doesn't seem to be here that you can find.
Wherever it is, it's just not here.
Yep. You don't know
Oh,
what it
okay.
is or where it is, but it looks like it basically like there's another kind of partner amulet that goes with it.
Okay. Is there like actually like a chain around for the amulet that I have or
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
It has a
I
chain.
put it around my neck.
Okay. You put it around your neck.
I'm assuming I didn't find anything down here in the south.
You did not, Kronk, other than the dwarf whose beard clips you took, the dead dwarf, the deceased dwarven brother.
What is this over here? Is these just ruined buildings, or
That's just debris.
I searched?
Debris.
Debris.
I search in the debris.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Did we ever check the hag?
Yeah, that's where you.
I
One
think I
of,
did this one off the table.
Yeah, we got that one searching the area. No
Oh,
one
right,
actually
yeah,
checked
yeah.
this hag.
You're right. Yeah, you can go look at the hag. But Kronk searching through the debris, you don't find really anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go as delicately and as touching her as little as possible. I'm going to try and look through the hag's
Okay.
body.
You begin feeling up the deceased hag.
No, that's not what I do.
Give me an investigation check.
Fantastic.
She doesn't seem to be wearing anything of note that you can tell.
Oh. In fact, I'm appalled at how much I wish she was wearing more.
Yes, exactly. The clothes that she is wearing looks like they're old and tattered. It looks like they were at one point very fine, but anymore they appear to just be essentially garbage.
Alright, not finding anything here. I'm gonna go search along the path over here.
Okay. Yeah, you can look around on the path. Go ahead and give me investigation. Yeah, you don't really find anything. It's pretty empty and clear path. No real hidden niches or anything along the way.
Okay.
I asked Fetor if he's ever been here before.
He says, "Well, I've been around the area, but I'd never been in Mama Minnie Knuckles' camp before."
What do you know of the tower?
He says, "I don't know nothing about no tower. Says this is the hole that Mama Many Knuckles lived in.
Okay. This is what I have to deal with. We are standing on a tower.
Says, well, if I was on top of a tower, I think I'd know that. You think I'm some sort of idiot?
I don't answer that question.
And scream loudly to yourself, yes.
Vitor, have you ever seen a grown bird cry? Because you might be starting to.
He says, no, sir, I don't think I have. Can birds cry?
We're about to
This
find
one
that out.
can. On the inside. Okay.
I go over here and join them. What's going on?
Some quality Kronk time.
Can I search the dead body?
Yeah. Go for it. Give me an investigation. Yeah, Kronk, you don't really find anything of note on Mama Many Knuckles.
Well, Kronk's out of ideas.
Yeah, me too. Sounds like it's good time to go head on back to town.
Okay, so you're gonna head back to the town with your findings, I assume.
Yep.
Before we do, can I do an insight check?
Sure. Before.
If I can think of a way of where the other piece of this rune is.
Nowhere you could really think of. I mean, it's not like they have to be together in the same physical location. And
True.
You know, given the age of the tower, it's pretty likely one that found its way elsewhere.
Okay.
Town sounds pretty nice right now. Maybe a nice bath, a little less Kronk.
You mention a bath, and Fetor kind of splashes over into the swamp water and says, "You got all the water you need right here." Splashing around.
I didn't say.
Says you could just stay in the swamp with me.
Kronk agrees. You should take a bath in the swamp.
But yeah, you're able to go traveling back towards town if you wish.
I wish.
Yeah, let's go back to town.
You find it much easier traveling back towards town. It does take a few hours. When you get to the edge of the swamp, Fetor does say that he's going to stay in the swamp because it's his home, but he looks at you with sad eyes as you leave, and he says, "You was my best friend, Mr. Birdie Man."
Oh,
He reaches out a
dear
hand.
boy.
Reaches out a hand to you to try to cup your face gently and sweetly.
The utter look of revulsion on my face. Just unable to express in words how utterly terrible you beastly thing.
He says, "You
But
always."
Kronk loves you a lot.
He says,
I'm
"You
sorry.
always know how to say nice things to me."
I give him a big bear hug. I see you soon.
Yep, you give him a big bear hug, and mud splatters all over, getting all on Quaff's robes.
All right, I go back to Rudolph or Ragnar or whatever his name is.
Okay.
I walk up to him. Here's your bloody amulet. Just slam it on the ground and just walk out.
I'm done with this entire podunk town.
And I said good day. Just walk straight to the bath.
Okay. Yep. You're able to return to town easily enough, and Ragnar is grateful that you stopped whatever they were plotting. He does take the amulet, and you explain to him everything that went on. So you
Not after
return.
hours and hours of bath time.
And
I need all of my perfumes, all of them.
You mix the entire thing into your bath.
I'm still standing there covered in complete mud, like I don't even have a care in the world.
So yeah, you're able to return. You finish everything off nice and neatly. And we are at the 9 p.m. mark, so that's where we'll leave for tonight. I thank everyone for joining us. This has been Skill Check. Just as a reminder to everyone, we do constantly switch groups, and starting next week, we will start with a new group of players. You can find the current sign-up sheet in the below in the Twitch feed, both and on Twitter. So I thank you everyone for joining us. Does anyone have anything they want to say before we go off for the night?
This has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
So now that you've done 5th edition, how do you like it?
I like it. I like the simplicity of it, but it has enough complexity that it's interesting.
Yeah, it really is a good version. Excellent. Okay. To everybody out there, all like 2 of you, we could really use your help supporting the stream. If you have friends that might be interested in watching some D&D, let them know about us. We love doing this, so we'd like to continue.
And like I said, we switch groups every 2 weeks. We try to, rotate our group and try to teach people who are new to Dungeons and Dragons. So that's kind of our goal, is teach people who've never really played it before, give them a chance to play. So again, we thank you everyone for joining us, and definitely we thank you, Kronk, for joining us tonight. Sorry we didn't have a full group like we usually do. We usually have more people than just the 2, but we work with what we got. So.
And I think we made the best of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had a whole lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
It's almost too bad that the Kronk show is over.
The Kronk show. The Kronk show. Good night, everybody.
Maybe a guest appearance sometime later.
So, yep. So good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. The end.